I haven't talked about this in a while with your landscaping business. If you're new in this game, this video is probably for you. If you're running around desperate and you're trying to get work and you're trying to get money and you're taking on any customer or client you can get, maybe even clients you don't want, this video might be for you. So my first few years in business, I was so desperate, and rightfully so, for money to pay my bills and keep my workers paid and gas in the trucks. I would take on any customer, any client for any price. I didn't care what it was. If it looked like dollar signs, we were working till the sun went down. Well, I had several customers that whenever we left their property, I was so stressed out because they were so manipulative, so crazy, and so just codependent that I just literally thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was messed up for days because these clients would just get under my skin so bad. If you have any clients like that and you want to let them go, but you can't because they're right in the middle of the route, or they just pay good but they drive you insane, or they think that you're their little bitch, and they treat you like a little bitch, and you put up with it because you need that money so bad. Well, any established business owner would probably be like, well, you got to step your game up. You got to do this. Well, you got to put it in the contract. You got to point to the contract, right? And that is all real, or you just need to drop them. Well, that all makes sense. But if you're like, you literally can't afford to do it, well, then you can't afford to do it. You got to keep putting up with shit. Well, you attract those customers because, and you got to first step is taking responsibility. You say, okay, take a breath, say, I attracted that customer because the customer knew that I was a newbie. They knew that I was needy and I needed money and desperate. They could hear it in my voice, and they knew they could chew me down and get me for a low price every time, or pay me a good price and work the shit out of me and make me do all this extra stuff that I hate doing. If you hate it so much, the customer knows it. You know, you're not stupid. If you finally feel like you've gotten to a level where you can afford to let that customer go, cut the rope, dude. I have let a lot of customers go, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to sit here and brag and be like, I dropped them. Dude, it was hell letting certain customers go. It was scary, and it was really, really hell. Who's going to fill in that gap? Who is going to fill in that gap of that customer that has you there every single week with doing extras? That customer, who's going to fill in the gap? I promise you, I can't make any promises, but someone will fill in the gap. There's been dry periods in our business where it was those customers that I couldn't stand that kept us busy through the hard times. And you know what? I was even more stressed out then. So finally, one by one, I was like, you know what, dude? I can't do this anymore. I hate my business, and I'm starting to hate myself because every time I leave this customer's property, my self-esteem is at the toilet. My employees are stressed out of their minds because they know that their boss is being a little bitch and letting this customer walk all over us. I've even had my own employees say, dude, you let your clients walk all over you. I'm like, dude, we need the fucking money. Like, they can't really say shit. They can see it, and it's really happening, right? But they really can't say, dude, if you haven't hired anybody, I got some guys asking me on Snapchat that you got you hired somebody, and now dude, if you're just getting into that game, you want to talk about codependent issues. One thing that took me 2 years to learn, even though I was a foreman for tons of companies, when you own your own company, it's a totally different story. Do not let personal shit interfere with your business. Your business and your clients and those fucking checks getting in the bank. Sorry, I said a cuss word. I know some people just hate it. I'm really expressing it in the same reason, but getting those checks in the bank and making that customer happy is very important, and making your employees happy is very important. But if you allow personal issues or your personal home life, if you talk, like, let's say you had a bad day at home, and the next day you're crying about it at work, you're slitting your own throat, because now they're going to start crying about their problems, and now work has become a place to cry about problems. It's like, we're at work right now. You know why? Because every little thing that you do or you feel or you think or every lack that you have or every insecurity you have, your business is a big mirror and it will actually quantify in your business immediately. That's what I love about it, because it forces you to stand in the face of yourself. Like, it is the ultimate mirror, your business. You want to see how much of a man you are? Go run a small business. You want to see how much of a wussy you are and how much you need to grow up? Go run a small business. Same with like getting married. You want to know how much of a man or a little boy you are? Go get married and you will find out. And that's what I love about life. It's always like pushing you on the edge of a pirate's plank, and you got to keep walking and walking and putting more and more on your shoulders and taking on more and more and more until you break. And then when you break, you find out that you have to grow into it. But at the same time, it can really feel that way unless you have results and you've gotten some success, or maybe you finally got a certain amount of money in the bank, or you got to whatever that is. Until you get those results and you start to figure this thing out a little bit, it's going to feel like you're on a pirate's plank all the time. It's going to feel like hell. You will go through a living hell getting your business off the ground and getting it to a sustainable point to where now, if there's no work, you're not freaking out because you know it's going to come. But until you've built that thing from the ground up, I remember before I started my business, I said, dude, I never wanted to start a landscaping company. This is my worst nightmare. And I always knew if I would end up doing this. And you hear it takes 3 to 5 years to grow a small business. It does. Say goodbye to your life. But here's the good news. If you're in your 20s, even if it takes you 5 years, say you're 25. By the time you're 30, that's an old man, dude. 30 is young. Because you're going to wake up 30, and you're going to have whatever it was you dreamt of. And you're going to go, wow, I'm so glad I put in that time. Because here's the thing. The time is going to pass either way. This the clock is ticking on your head, and the time is passing either way. So you could just buckle down and do it or not at all. If you don't have any other options, then you just got to go through the fire and through the hell and face it. Minute by minute, moment by moment. What else I want to talk about before I wrap up this video? This is going pretty long here. I know it's triggering a lot of questions, so let me know in the comments below. I'll just wrap up with the needy codependent clients. If you got clients that you know you want to let go, and you can't, and you just can't yet. I've let go of a lot of clients that I couldn't stand that drove me nuts because I finally grew out of it. And then I looked at it, oh, that's just a big game that the client was playing with me. And I thought it was real. It's nothing more than an illusion. And when you get to the point when you're repulsed by them and you said, you know what? Pardon my French, you go, fuck the money. I would rather, whatever it is, fill in the gap, then go do work for that client again. Or it can just be a disgusted feeling. When you feel like that, dude, I don't know. You could just keep grinding your face in the dirt more. Oh yeah, a buddy said something. I'll wrap it up with this. A buddy said something to me one time. One of my best friends. He said there's two people that make it to the top in this world. The one guy who kisses ass all the way to the top, and he puts up with all the shit. And then second is the guy who doesn't take shit from nobody. And he makes it to the top. I think that we're a little bit of both. Alright, cool. Check out my new channel, I Am Ability. Just type it in, I Am Ability. I'll put a link in the description below. Also, I want to start funneling a lot of the window cleaning stuff over to my window cleaning channel called the Window Cleaning Blueprint. It's my other channel. And then let me know in the comments below what type of videos you would like to see. In the meantime, I'm still grinding and hustling and just working my ass off in my business. Pardon me, I'm tired here. And yeah, it's been a long journey. If you've been with me since the beginning, hit the thumbs up button, and see you soon. Peace.